Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, guys, welcome to the PAGU Africa Rainbow Six Siege Pro League. We are back after that previous technical issue we had. So we probably have missed part of the match, but we seem to have retained everything that was happening. That is apart from the footage we lost, but that's okay. So right now we are in the pick phase where guys pick the operators. And yes, I am joined. My name is MoJT, and I am joined here with Olympus.
Hello and welcome.
And co-guest hosts. Here we have Beaver and Nova from Avion Sports Team.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, hope you're having a great evening.
Great time, great time. So right now, hopefully we have fixed that. We did see that they picked the band operators, Thatcher, Doka, I think it was a bandit, I think, if I'm not wrong. Legion, yes, I keep forgetting. And Maestro. So we did point out that it was a very interesting choice to pick the Thatcher, but it did seem like a valid point at first. Probably they did have the reasons for that, noticing that Team Ping is leading right now with 2 points against FoxTrot's 1. So they are under so much pressure right now. So Olympus, tell me what you think of the previous rounds going forward.
Well, Ping have been showing us some strong defense despite the mirror windows being popped early and the pressure coming down on them. But I would say also maybe FoxTrot spending a bit too much time on the attack. However, we see that they are executing quickly onto the armory wall as they have it open already.
Indeed.
Risky with Monty holding the diffuser in hand, just waiting for some callouts from these drones from Dice Air and the Twitch as they see the bandit, or actually the Rook, who's behind the half wall, and the mirror picking behind the wall.
Oh, all right. So it looks like here Dice Air taking out Arrow, who seemed to be one of the biggest threats in the first round. And here we have some muffles taking out Martian with... Oh, and Reaper trading also...
What an angle from Falco.
And there is so much going on right now that they look like a team... Sir Muffles taking out Dice Air right now, leaving Whiskey being the only player on the other team, trying to catch a way in which he can be able to plant. Right now, FoxTrot is outnumbered here with only one player, that is Whiskey, being the only person who can save them. And here it looks like Xenox right now is trying to take out Whiskey in a very heated chance right now. With just little life left, Whiskey takes out Xenox right there. And it looks like... Oh, and Reaper winning that with that excited jilt right from... right from outside close by. It looks like that open broken part of that room through the wall really saved them and gave them that round to win. So Olympus, what do you think of that?
They must have been listening in on our comms, because I was touching on how they were wasting a lot of time on their defense and had to plant in the last few seconds of the round. Well, that previous round wasn't anything like that. They executed very quickly on site and were planting at the 1 minute, rather with 1 minute remaining. Although the problem is, as we've touched on before, it's not all and good just to simply push into site and plant the diffuser. You need to be able to be in a position to defend it afterwards. And they, due to that quick push onto the site, they were able to get picked off by the players of Ping who were set up in that security room. As you mentioned, that hole through which Reaper shot down the Monty, that setup of theirs was really helping them on that defense, as well as some clever angle play from Falco to take out the people planting the diffuser right in front of him. Again, a strong defense from Ping. It seems they're really at home on border.
It does look like it. Which was
number 5, and they're defending Tellers.
True, very true. Which I do point out was the border was their pick in this match, so it looks like they are playing at a very big advantage on their side right now. So yes, and
it just could be map picks, or it could be that they're very good on defense. We'll see how things go when we move into the next round, round number 6, as the teams switch sides.
Very true.
And we'll remind the viewers that we've got yet another map for you, so we'll see how things play out for them then.
Indeed, very true. Beaver, what are your thoughts about the previous rounds?
FoxTrot held their own. They did very well with the push, but they need to remember to watch their flank, as it's very important in a tactical game like this. Watch your back when you're putting down the planter.
Indeed, very true, very true. So, what about Nova?
I'm looking back to the Legion ban in the beginning. Obviously, a Legion ban would signify that the team wants to pick a shield operator, because it really does stop a shield operator from transferring the game.
Indeed, very true. So
that's your disadvantage.
So right now,
because they were starting in defense, but now they are on attack. They mean that's your traps.
Indeed, indeed, very true. So right here, looks like Falco. Oh, and Martian with very little life left is really dragging for baited life to make sure that he is revived. And here, back up to 50%. So he is taking a risk right there on the side. And also Falco is low on life. Oh, and Falco very close. Watching Xenox taking out Spicy. Yeah, looking at Dice Air, who is oh, and Dice Air takes out Xenox with that headshot. And he is just close to point where he can be able to plant, but he is unsure of that place right there. And Drago here pointing out to Dice Air that, oh, and he gets caught up by that trap right there, with no chance of rescuing himself, which he knows he has no opportunity to do so. And the diffuser being activated right there by Dice Air, he has managed to make the plant, waiting for Falco right here playing as Bandit to go turn right left and make sure he can get that he can get, oh, and Xenox trapping Drago, taking him out in a 2v1 right now. They know they are at a very close shave, and Team being, oh, Arrow taking out Dice Air. It is in a 1v1 position, and Martian trying to get close by, and he does watch up and he takes out Arrow to win that round in a very aggressive fashion right there. That was incredible. That was incredible like that. Looks like he actually knew exactly where Arrow was right from left, knowing that he was not directly ahead of him. What did you think of that round, Olympus?
That round saw a much better attack from FoxTrot as they started to pinch the operators one by one. We saw the people in ventilation getting hunted down by the Zofia. However, they lost the Thermite as well as a few other operators. That was a good pinch. The Blackbeard holding the angle on the mirror window and was able to punish Draga early. That means that C4 and the Vector were lost to the defenders. And the pinch coming out from the ventilation and passport area put the bandit who was Falco, I believe, on very low HP, and it trapped him and the mute in that general vents area. So that was a nice attack, pinching from multiple angles, and though it was a close round because eventually it came down to a 1v1. I'd say good job, FoxTrot, on that attack.
Indeed, very true, very true. So right now it looks like going into round 6, FoxTrot is on the defensive with Team Ping on attack, just above by 1 match or 1 round or 1 point per se. Beaver, what did you think of the previous round?
We saw a great attack there from FoxTrot, holding it out till the end. With that diffuser from the diffusing, where they defused their bomb, they knew exactly where that diffuser was, so you could just go in, rush, kill the guy diffusing, match 1.
Alright, very true, very true. And Nova.
To pick off the bandit that was roaming to the person who was planting the diffuser. Bathroom.
Indeed, indeed, very true. So right now, we are in round 6. Here we are about to see what type of defensive FoxTrot will play here, with the majority of them using the main entrance. The Drago taking out the drone from the other team. So here we have Falco as Lion in the parking lot, trying to cue his teammates as to what entry they will make towards that end. And looking forward, we see Spicy already in, trying to protect the armory lockers. So
also, this is our first Valkyrie and Caveira of the game.
Indeed, indeed, very true. So right now they have come to that point, knowing that they did switch sides. They are looking at which operators best they're going to run with, and this is interesting, knowing the Martian has placed 2 mirrors on 1 wall. Very interesting to see what you guys have in thoughts for that right after this round. But looking forward, here we have Arrow on main lobby, first floor, with Reaper right there. Oh, and he's just been ambushed by the Twitch right there. And right now they are actually fighting on the first floor. There, Arrow looking at the stairs with Spicy outside. Looks like Spicy has some interesting mission up his sleeve. Comes back in building. And there we look like we haven't seen Dice Air, but it looks like he is very close. Oh, and he misses just by a whisk. And he manages to take out Arrow to level the 2 teams on operators at 4v4. Spicy still seems to be rotating with something interesting in mind. 15 seconds left. Oh, Martian taking out Sir Muffles. Whiskey taking out Xenox. Spicy taking out Falco, and they all take down the whole team. 4 players clean in less than 10 seconds to give themselves a point up that scoreboard. It is 3-3 for both teams, so they are drawn at this moment. So I'd like to know, guys, what are your thoughts, Olympus?
Well, I have to say it, Ping, that was a confusing attack to say the least.
Indeed, indeed.
Initially, I was to praise it because we saw good teamwork from Arrow the Twitch and the Jackal, I forget who that was, as they were hunting down the Caveira in the ventilation area. However, the Caveira ambushed them and it put Arrow on very low HP. Of course, that's the power of Caveira's secondary pistol. Though, after that, not much happened. and it was 30 seconds into or rather 30 seconds remaining, and 4 players of Ping were just stacked up on that main lobby stairs doing nothing really. No map control being taken, no pressure being put on the defenders, and you saw the kill feed at the end there, simply throwing themselves into the meat grinder, and Ping were able to pick them off FoxTrot were able to pick them off one by one. Not really sure what they were going for with that attack. Hopefully they'll learn from it as we go into round number 7.
Indeed, yes. And reading into this, knowing we have some thoughts from Beaver and Nova as well. Beaver, what's the take?
Yeah, the FoxTrot team did the same as Ping with the first round on the fence there. They held it quite well. Ping also making the same mistake as FoxTrot from first round, waiting for the time to go to 30 seconds until push. That's not always a smart idea, and they paid for it clearly.
Indeed, yeah. So yeah, it looks like Drago is less of life. He must have taken a reset, so that's interesting to know why. And what are your thoughts, Nova?
Well, FoxTrot looked to have covered the hall and the stairs very well, preparing for that push. Ping ended up pushing quite heavily from the interior, and that's a bit of a rare thing, especially when you're attacking the honorary lockers. But it was very interesting a push, well coordinated between the Lion, the Jackal, and I believe that was...
indeed. So here we have some muffles on vehicle customs with that Capitao trying to make entry through that main window. Looking at Arrow with Hibana. Not much well. He is doing a recon. So here we see Martian at the server room, knowing that that is a very precarious area. There is he has been taken note of, so he does see the open window right there. Oh, and he just misses by a whisk there. Reaper taking out Whiskey. And Reaper taking out Drago too. Yeah, let's see what Reaper is onto. So it looks like he is on a recon mission right there. Xenox taking out Martian, leaving the FoxTrot team on a 2v2 right there. Dice Air taking out Xenox, trading him, leaving the team on a 2v3. So it looks like at the moment they are waiting with bated breath right there. Muffled with that diffuser, knowing it is the only chance he has the way through. He sees the entrance has been barricaded by Dice and his castle. Oh, and he gets taken out by Spicy with one chance. Oh, and Spicy down. Team Ping has the chance to plant.
5 seconds to go.
And there we see Team Ping actually waiting online. He misses just by a whisk inch. Ooh, and Reaper taking him out with that pistol. Oh, with such disrespect. Oh god. And to win that round for the FoxTrot team, 4-3. And here we are at round 8. Wow, this is getting very competitive. The teams are fighting on and on just to make sure they win the next round. Olympus, well, what are your thoughts on that round?
Martian sticking to mirror seems to be favoring the double mirror strategy. Quite an oddity, if I should say. We don't usually see much of that at this level of play. However, not much to report from that round. However, going into this round, we got the first fuse of the round was Muffles and Whiskey bringing out a castle. Interesting.
Yes, that is true. Indeed. So, looking at that play and the level that both teams are in, Beaver, what are your thoughts on what just happened?
Oh, Reaper took the high ground and went through everything. He went through every room, clearing it room by room, doing his tactical sweep, starting out with Rebecca Vera. They played on. He made the push.
And indeed, very true, very true. So, looking here, the teams are in cash room at the moment.
10 seconds left.
I want to get to Nova right here.
5 seconds left.
Taking a choice the operators that have been chosen. What are your thoughts, Nova?
Objective is to defuse a bomb.
We see them picking the same consistent operators here. The only change this time being, I think, a fuse in place of the Capital.
Ah, true. Right.
It's been working for them. They're really capitalizing on that Jackal like the last round, where they had Reaper pushing with Xenox on the Twitch, and he ended up going with 4 frags while the other team focused on the planted window.
Ah, indeed,
It was
very
a very
true.
well coordinated attack, and it seems to be working for them.
Ah, indeed, very true. Noted well here. We have Reaper droning in with that Jackal.
Nova, I noticed what you said there. Capitalizing the Capital. Nice.
On the Jackal. Sorry.
Actually, I never noticed that. Wow.
Speaking of the Jackal, Reaper here seems to be running the pistol. Intriguing. Really, I don't know what to make of it. Usually you see the pistol being sidelined and the shotgun being used because of the destructive capabilities it brings onto the attacking team. That enables Jackal to be used sort of as a buck. And also it seems an interesting play where the Jackal can use the shotgun to breach the floor from below and even track defenders from floors below or above.
Indeed, that is very true. But looking from the previous rounds, it looks like he is actually pretty good with that pistol.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if it works and it ain't stupid.
Oh, and I don't know whether that went through. It looks like they are trying to make an entry there. So no operators on that floor. Ooh, and Martian taking out Falco, reducing that. Ooh, and Drago taking out Reaper with that jilt by Martian. And it looks like they are trying to make an entry to that server room with the open tiny window over there. And Martian running out with every chance he has to make sure that he does make it through there. Xenox using the other route of the parking lot alley. I don't know whether he'll be able to pass through that barricaded castle wall. And apparently they're at odds right here, trying to find out which way they can be able to plant. So here we have Drago. Oh, and some apples trying to take the plant here, and he gets taken out by Martian with that C4. And they are very few here. We have Xenox. Oh, not in time enough with Spicy taking out Arrow with that slice. To leave the FoxTrot team climbing up 1 point again to draw the two teams. Level 4 and 4. Wow, it looks like FoxTrot are really fighting very hard to make sure that they do win this round, despite this being the Team Ping's map pick. What are your thoughts on that? Starting with Olympus.
You know, this 4-4 scoreline doesn't shock me at all. I won't be surprised if you see a tie of 5-5. I expect these games to be as competitive as they can get.
True.
Because starting with this game, the eliminations begin, and the loser of this series, that's the 2 maps we're going to play, will be kicked out of the tournament. So expect both teams to really bring out their A game and fight to the death.
True, that is very true. Beaver, let's get your take on that.
Bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, they did the same push on that side as before, but FoxTrot, they capitalized on that by taking out Reaper first, making sure there's no flanks anywhere, and the rest of the team just stayed at that window. Don't know why, but that was a mistake from their side.
Indeed, true. Nova, what about you? What did you think of that?
It's been a very intense couple of rounds. We see these teams equalizing and getting one up on the other. And we've seen that happen.
5 seconds left.
Yes, indeed, true.
The Mirror, I think, was a very big asset in that last play.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
Taking out the Lion,
Attackers must
which
locate
really
and
stopped them
defuse
from
a bomb.
having that advantage as they push the plan.
All right. So here we see Reaper back with that Jackal. It looks like they have to really capitalize on this round if they can make of the last 2. So both teams are at odds right now to make sure that these 2 rounds do count for them. And it comes down to which one will take this map and will be at an advantage going into the next map.
Yeah, just touching on the last round a little bit. Yeah, as Nova said, that was good work from the Mirror Martian, who killed the Lion. I'm not sure who that was with the Vector. A nice headshot. And also killed the Planter, who was some muffles with the Nitro Cell stopping the plant dead in its tracks, and then the attackers had 5 seconds to retrieve it and plant it. It was all just a lot of chaos. However, speaking of chaos, you see the cluster packs from some muffles going out, as well as the E1D detecting the Martian. No damage dealt just yet to the defensive team except for Whiskey, who seems to be scratched a little. Tis but a scratch is the saying, I believe.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And we're at a minute and 30, and it appears Dicea is being tracked down by the Jackal.
Indeed.
Thing really going for that disruption meta with the Jackal, the Lion. See if it will work out for them.
So it looks like Dice has been detected by Reaper. Close enough. Whiskey taking out Arrow. Here they are in a very close. Oh, and Reaper taking out Spicy. And he does take a withdrawal back. Reaper taking out Dice Air again. And some apples with Whiskey right there. Reaper with Drago. Oh my god. And it looks like here Martian is in a very tight position. Yeah, Martian takes out Xenox with that slight one shot. Oh, and he is very close. Oh, Martian taking out Falco there. Oh, and Reaper taking him out. Very, very close shot indeed there. Oh, and wow.
That was a great round by Reaper.
Indeed, yeah.
Taking out the 4 frags.
Indeed, and the Reaper really went aggressive on that one. That was incredible. He must be having a ball right now.
But I still have to mention the Martian's mirror play.
Oh, that was incredible right there.
The headshot on Xenox in the back, who was trying to protect the Falco who was planting.
Yes.
And then he also got the C4 kill as well, and almost pushed for the kill on the Jackal. Well played by him.
Very well played. Beaver, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we see Reaper coming out with the frags there. Looks like he's the pushing potential for the team there. Also some buffers, well done on that kill. Though it was a down, but well played. Nice job, team. Indeed.
Very well played by both teams. And right now, Team Ping being up by 1 round can decide to capitalize on this, or
Defenders, protect your bombs from
leave it
being used by
to
attackers.
the FoxTrot team if they're not very well careful. But this being their map, it looks like they have the advantage at the moment. So right now
Attackers have located a bomb.
they are fortifying the archives right where the bombs are. Olympus, I know you have something to say about what's happened of late going forward. What do you think right now, this being a very tight position in which
Recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are
FoxTrot
heading
is,
out to
because
defuse the bomb.
having won that 4 rounds, and with the Team Ping winning 5, this probably could be the last round. And here we have Dice Air pointing out to the teammates, barricading the area to find a way and make sure that Team Ping has no entry points right there. If so, they do set up something strong enough to give them an advantage against the teammates. And right now it looks like Falco pointing that out. He is attempting to make an entry. They're being very quiet.
Sorry, James, you had a question for me?
Yes, indeed. I was just checking. What are your thoughts on what happened just in the previous round, and what's happening right now in this round, especially knowing that the Team Ping could probably win this, or FoxTrot could level this?
That previous round it showed us some really impressive play from Reap. I'd like to see how many kills he has so far. Just simply decimating the entire team. However, he doesn't get a chance this round as he gets shut down by Spacey.
Indeed.
He was playing really aggressive on Jackal, not the best fragging operator, or really not a traditional fragger we see. That was awesome from him, and also an almost clutch from Martian, who seems to be very much at home with the mirror. However, speaking of this round, the teams are at a 5 to 4 man count, and it seems that Ping are feeling the pressure here as they have 40 seconds left to go for the plant.
Attackers' bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And Martian taking out some muffles right from outside, or from inside, so to speak. Leaving. And Martian taking out Falco right there with that shotgun. Leaving. An arrow there, taking out Spicy in a very close-like attempt. And he trades again with Dice Air, leaving it at 2v1. And FoxTrot levels that, winning that round with Drago, taking him out, eliminating him from the map to level it again. Wow, this is incredible plays by these two teams right now. They are fighting for their lives. And it looks like we are at overtime right now. Wow. Olympus, what's your take on this? Like right now we are at overtime.
I've got to be feeling like a bit of a psychic or a prophet, because I called it 5-5.
Indeed.
I mean, these teams are really going ham, just bringing out the best, putting the best foot forward. None of them want to go home just yet.
Indeed, that is true. That is very true. Beaver, what say you on this?
Yes, great play from Martian there, taking out Muffles with the diffuser, and then also picking up the frag on Falco. Defending and holding that diffuser down. making it nearly impossible for Ping to get the plant down.
True that.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Nova,
by attackers.
tell us what you thought about that.
Well, it looks to me like they felt the pressure of this being an overtime round, and they really focused on maintaining control of the rooms that they had watch over there. We saw the action really coming in at the 45th second, maybe 45 seconds to go. So really see that there's a lot of pressure on both sides, especially on the attackers.
Oh, all right. So here,
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to
here we have FoxTrot fortifying the armory lockers here with Drago, as we see Dice Air going downstairs in the customs inspection room out to the main lobby through the waiting room and up these stairs. Drago, and here Spicy playing with that Jaeger, pointing out to his teammates, taking out that drone. Looking outside, we have Twitch working to make sure he takes up that camera or the wall, and looking at his teammates, Reaper playing with that Jackal, and Martian taking out some muffles, reducing. Just close by. That would have been close. And
attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Reaper taking so much damage right there. Oh, and he misses just by a flick. Wow, he could have shot his teammate right there. And Reaper on a mission right now, detecting which positions he can be able to take right there. Xenox taking out Spicy, leveling the two teams to a 4v4. And Falco there in a very close effort would win this gunfight. Looks like he's preparing for something. That's taking out Reaper. Oh, it shoots the camera. If he even attempts just a little bit. Xenox taking out Dice Air with them reducing. And here we have Drago just waiting outside. It's a 3v1 right now. Arrow being the one with the diffuser, can utilize this opportunity to his advantage, and it's a very, very tight position right now. Oh, and Whisks just threw arrow with that shot, and he is trying to win that gunfight to very little chance of his opportunity. Trying to wallbang Whiskey right there. Oh, and arrow managed to take him out right there into the fountain, second floor. He is reloading with only 10 seconds in mind. He has to take both teams out. Oh, and Draco taking out arrow right there with a short span of time. And with that little time, it looks like FoxTrot has capitalized on that point right there to give them 6-5. And it looks like in Overwatch time we have match point. One more round left for Team Ping to make a statement over here. And wow, what so much going on, gentlemen. Give me your thoughts, starting with Nova.
I think it was well played by Drago to pick off the Lion as he was trying to push the window on the side. And then he also managed to get the final kill on Arrow, who happened to win his gunfight against Whiskey with the Bearing 9 a few moments ago. It's a very intense game. I'm interested to see how it pans out.
True. And what about you, Beaver?
Yeah, as Nova said, it's very interesting game there. The last few seconds was tight, but unluckily Aero couldn't make it.
True that.
Attackers need
Very
to locate and defuse bombs.
So, going forward, Olympus, tell us a little bit of something about that round.
Well, I'll talk about all the rounds in general so far.
Located by attackers.
We see the first Thermite, I believe, which is an oddity on border, considering he wasn't banned. Also the first Ash, if I'm not wrong. And I'm rather shocked to see the Thermite and the Hibana being constantly picked, and we do not see any utilization of their special abilities. The Hibana on the last round died with 3 breaching charges in hand, as well as all X-Kairos charges not having been used. So it begs the question, why bring that utility on the board if you're not going to use it at all? Of course, you could say the defense is preventing them from using that ability. As we see, Falco here has a bandit, and Arrow is on the mute. However, as we touched on earlier, a border with a lot of vertical destruction provides the attacking team with so much opportunity to disable any of that mute or bandit play. So why bring an operator if you're not going to use them? And speaking of utility, the most utility heavy operator being the Thermite is the first one to die. So Dice Air sits on the bench for this round. Reaper seems to be at about maybe 55 HP in the offices area. Just hunting or maybe some ill push from the attackers. As you see, Drago also having lost half of his HP in an early engagement. Reconsidering his choices of pushing in, he decides to send a drone in just to find any of those defenders on the upper floor, which is the offices, and he does in fact spot Reaper.
So there we see Drago's Twitch drone being taken out. So much under pressure right now. It looks like there on vehicle customs going in. Whiskey has so much responsibility right now on his hands, knowing he has no choice.
I'm actually shocked that Whiskey made it through that window.
Indeed, yes,
because
that is true.
The defenders have a frost the Capcan, so I was expecting that Monty would be really maybe dead by now.
Indeed.
I was speaking of dead, the Frost gets a kill of her own, and it appears the diffuser went down somehow, and down goes Whiskey as well. 45 seconds left for the 5 defenders left alive to find that diffuser, and it will be an easy task as they only have one attacker to go through. Whoever is claiming kills left and right of his own, and we see them going for that simple diffuse, disable, and a little celebratory dance at the end. Team win a round of their own. We are at the match point of the match point, 6-6.
Wow.
These teams, I don't think could get any more evenly matched.
This is intense right here. Like at every match, they seem to be leveling at every point. And wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just as Nova said, one team is able to get one round and one up the other team, and the other team is simply able to do the same, and that's why you've seen a consistent scoreline so far. I think if this weren't the last round, we'd see this game going on forever.
Oh yeah, very indeed. And right now, this is probably the last match. Like there is no other match after this, because being overtime, of course, this is the round that matters the most, and will put either of the two teams at an advantage to win this match, this round, and probably give them an edge in the following map.
To locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Indeed, I agree.
So there we have Arrow droning in with
Attackers have located a bomb.
the Hibana drone.
Nova, I'd like to get your thoughts on the attackers' push in that last round.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
It's an interesting push that they're employing here. They really plan to use that Monty heavily because of that Legion ban.
10 seconds left.
And they also make sure they use the Twitch. They always utilize the Twitch
5
because
seconds left.
the Thatcher was banned.
Oh,
So now you have all this pressure now on the Twitch to make
Attackers
sure she
will
gets
cover
all the
bomb
gadgets.
diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
So that you can actually use the utility that the Hibana provides and the Thermite provides.
that is
So
true.
far, I'm really impressed by the play here. It's still some very high level of play.
So, Beaver, what about you?
Yeah, with the plant going down, it was interesting. Monty used his utility very well against the C4 from Muffles. Muffles threw that C4 hoping he would get a 2k on the guy planting and the Monty, but Monty was there to stop it.
Ah, true. Right here, looks like Falco is up to something.
Struggling a little bit to get the right angle on that Claymore.
Indeed.
Ibo is finally successful with it. Not sure what he's aiming to achieve with that Claymore. Probably to defend the diffuser post plant.
Well played. Well played with that drone. The Muffles here. Going through the corridor hallway. Looks like Drago passed out. Okay, that is not good. And Dice Air taking out Xenox to level the two teams together. So it looks like Martian taking out some Muffles to draw the team. Very close indeed.
Well, Martian has been really shining and performing at the top of his game on that mirror. I'd like to see
Very true.
his skills so far.
Here we have Master Reaper with that Jackal, who's been very quiet on this round. So it looks like there is no bandage to and it looks like Arrow ticking off. Oh, not long enough before Whiskey catches up with him. Reaper paying back that with Dice Air trade off.
5 seconds.
And it looks like Drago is back. Oh, and Spicy taking out Falco.
Operators, you are out of time.
And FoxTrot seems to have won that round to give them the long-awaited victory in this match. 7-6.
It's been a very long, hard-fought battle, and I think well played by FoxTrot.
Indeed.
And especially Martian on that mirror. There's a lot of rounds that he played very well for them.
True that.
And one team triumphed over the other today.
True
Well
that.
played by both sides.
Well played. Wow, that was intense, to say the least. I think intense is even an understatement because they actually went to overtime. And they went to the overtime of the overtime, if you know what I mean. Oh, wow. That was a hell of a game. And this being just the first map, we are going to the next round. And with that, we will be right back in just a few minutes. All right. We are back to stream, and here playing on the FoxTrot chosen map, Clubhouse. Second map of this match. Wow, that is a very interesting discussion or topic we just had off camera about that. There was something we were talking about, especially from the rule book about the shield glitch. I think through the open window, and that was a very interesting one because I haven't noticed that before. Now is when I'm seeing that. To my thought, I don't think it is a big deal per se. I don't know if I should point that out because it hasn't been much of a threat, especially to our league. But I don't know what you guys think. Beaver. Hello, Beaver.
Yeah.
All right. It seems like Beaver is having some technical issues. Nova. Hello, Nova.
Hello.
Yes. What did you think about that rule? Because that's a very controversial topic.
I think what really makes it a bigger issue than it really appears to be on the surface is that it's not really built into the game. It's a glitch of sorts.
It
doesn't allow a mechanic to be used.
Indeed.
So that's what I think makes it a bigger rule that holds such weight.
It is. Yeah, that's actually very true because right now, it is pointed out that by one of the players that you can actually use special materials such as ash, probably, or either a grenade or something of the sort to actually blow up that shield and like pass through it. So I don't know why it is becoming much of a controversial topic because it's something that has been raised right now, and it hasn't come as a very threatening topic, especially or threatening position to the league right now as it has probably like in the global pro league. So
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I really wonder what they have decided, especially knowing that they have in mind. So here we are closing in on the rounds.
I got the wall.
And here whiskey going around.
10 seconds to insertion.
Dice air with that
5
rook.
seconds left before insertion.
And Spicy opening up that position,
Attackers recover
looking
the bomb
for a place to
diffuser.
drone.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Very interesting to see what they have in mind. Spicy waiting very eagerly at that point. And it looks like they are behind. Not right close where Spicy is. And they seem to be very far away from where
Attackers have dropped the bomb
team
diffuser.
is.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
And there we have Arrow looking to that camera, trying to see whether there are any positions where cameras will be watching them. Falco here with that sledge, all on the central rooftop. So much pressure on the pink team, and here we have Whiskey detecting with that False device that there is someone coming. Very true.
Deploying sensor.
And he misses that right there.
Serious drywall work coming up.
Spicy, right from off ground with that echo. And looking outside, Reaper right up front with that glass. They're taking the escape tunnel route very close. It looks like it's been barricaded. And there, quite close, we have Spicy. And Martian here with the bandit close to where he is. Oh, and he takes out very close. Tries to take them out using that. Oh, and not close enough. Drago taking out Xenox, reducing the team. We're very close now. Reaper over here. Trying to time it right, but it seems like it's not going through for him. There. Spicy.
15 seconds
Very
remaining.
close right there. Martian with that bandage.
10 seconds remaining.
And I say taking out Arrow Reaper trading with Draco. And there Martian returning that back, taking Falco and Reaper to give FoxTrot that win for round 1. There Martian with such an aggressively incredible spray on 2 team players from the Team Ping squad. They could have that was a very tough one, especially for Team Ping at that moment. But Nova, please tell us what you thought of that round.
I think they're really demonstrating that they're comfortable with this map, FoxTrot Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
We're really seeing a lot more aggression than they had in the previous round. I've seen about 2 spawn peaks in just the first round. One by Rook and one by,
Spicy.
I believe, Echo.
Uh-huh.
One which almost took the life of the glass early.
Oh
By
yeah.
Reaper.
Oh yeah. Right,
we also
right.
see that they're defending aggressively as well.
Indeed,
The
indeed.
push had to wait until the last 35 seconds for the first kill to even happen.
Indeed.
This is going to be another intense match.
So, I'll try and summon Olympus here. Olympus, what did you
Attackers need
think
to
of that
locate
one?
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Sorry, what was that?
What did you think of the previous round?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to witness much of the previous round.
Uh-huh.
However, I'll touch on the operator bans if you guys haven't done that already.
All right. So far, okay, we're looking into the previous round. I think we haven't taken note of them that well. I think we'll see
Discovered the location of a bomb.
once they go
10
into
seconds left before insertion.
the 3rd round, probably.
I believe there was a
5 seconds to insertion.
this time around.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was Lion Twitch,
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Legion, and
Attackers
again
objective
with
is to defuse a bomb.
Uh-huh.
what's his name?
Ah, right, right. So here we have Reaper with that jackal rappelling onto from the extension park to the central subroof. Here we have Drago. Oh, and that gunfight right there. Drago could have won that, but it looks like he did not have enough time to capitalize on that. Reaper almost losing his life right there. So he does notice there is someone close by. And Drago here downstairs. Not much happening there. Guys there watching through the garage. Check his balcony. Just see someone close right there. He misses just by a whisk. He did not shoot from there. And misses that chance. That was a thrown opportunity right there. Martian taking out Xenox. And so Muffles turning his back. Oh, that's very dangerous, especially from his side. With that bandit. And Drago taking out Falco, reducing the man count on the other team.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
And it looks like Martian taking. And here we have Reaper and Arrow, with Reaper such little life left on the other side, noticing does not get enough time, gets the attention of the other team. Right now he is down and out, raised to 250. Reaper being the only player, with Martian taking out Arrow, and right now Reaper. Oh, and Reaper noticed by Whiskey, taken out immediately to give FoxTrot that win into round 3. So, Olympus, I know you've practically seen that. So tell us what you thought about that.
Well, I'm shocked that Jackal and Mira made it through the ban phase, given how well Reaper was using Jackal and Martian was using Mira. I really don't know what to make of it. This instead went for the Maestro and Legion ban, but must have had something in mind with those bans.
Indeed. And Beaver, let's hear what.
I would like to give Martian props with that bandit play. He's just that very aggressive. And he's taking control of that room and killing anyone who enters it. They're holding the angles pretty well. Nice play for FoxTrot there.
Indeed. What about you, Nova?
It's an interesting play from the side of Splinter. They are playing a bit differently here. Splinter, the Jackal is pushing separately, it seems. While the others focus more on the front or another side. And it didn't work out for them in the last round. But we'll see how it works out for them this time.
So
10 seconds left before insertion.
with just a few seconds into action
5
phase,
seconds to go.
it is interesting to
Attackers
see
have recovered their diffuser.
what
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse
Team
it.
Ping will have in mind as they try to infiltrate the fortified area on the bedroom. And it looks like Termite has lost quite a lot of life right there. Some Muffles rescuing his op right there.
Termite probably not the operator you want to lose at the start of the round.
Indeed, yes. And oh, I'm noticing that he does have that chance, and he does get the attention of other team. So right now they are aware there is an attempt by some Muffles.
So this round, FoxTrot have decided to defend the gym and bedroom objective site. And last round they were defending CCTV, which is good to see because this map, specifically those two objective sites, have become a lot more viable after Clubhouse was given its rework. That gym room, for example, was a bit problematic for the defenders because of the hatch that was above it, and as soon as the diffusers planted attack on that hatch, it was simply an easy win for the attackers. But however, that hatch has been removed, and speaking of removed, Reaper is from gameplay by some good angle play from Dice. Yeah, without.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And here it's a 4v3 here with Muffles managing to.
Attackers recovered this.
And right there, that Thatcher disables the dog camera. And he's revived by his teammate. Thermite almost losing his life. Close enough. There, Martian taking out Arrow. Ooh.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And ooh, 2v2 right now. The Muffles with very little life. Oh, and Xenox taking out his teammates. That was a mistake right there, giving FoxTrot the advantage there, making Spicy finish off Xenox to give that round to FoxTrot.
This map might not be as tight as we had called it, as FoxTrot are now at a 3-0 lead.
Indeed.
So, tell us what you thought of that Olympus, that round. So it looks like Olympus has had some issue. Nova, what about you?
I think Martian is really stepping up his game here in this next match, pulling I think 3 kills in each of the first rounds. They placed a lot of defense on the balcony door there, so the thermite was stalled until almost the last 40 seconds of the match before he finally got it open, and then we saw that unfortunate team kill. What would have happened if the team kill didn't happen? We would never know.
Attackers need to locate
But for that
and
round,
defuse bomb.
FXT won.
Indeed. So
Well played by them.
yes, Beaver.
Yeah, I like that spicy pick from Gregor. He had a nice angle there, taking out most of Muffle's health as the thermite, but well played from FoxTrot. They held their angles, make sure everything was secure, and they won the match.
So right here, we see them utilizing
5 seconds.
now the small areas from the first floor.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, Dice
Attackers are
there
heading
with
out to
something
defuse the
in
bomb.
mind. It looks like he is on a mission, but not close enough. They seem to be going from the other section right there with Reaper taking out Dice Air. Oh. Well played.
An unsuccessful spawn peek attempt this time.
Indeed. It looks like Reaper is on advantage right now. He managed to enter the building through the strip club.
And that was good of Reaper to punish the spawn picking rook.
And there's a hell of a gunfight there with Reaper taking out Drago. Wow. Olympus, you were saying?
Reaper sticking to his name, just being the Grim Reaper of this match so far. And it appears he's close to the Echo.
Oh, that.
Sad and odd and strange at the same time how they did not see each other until it was too late.
Yeah.
PC gets a kill of his own and at least reduces the attackers to 4 men. And I think that gives a little confidence boost to FoxTrot, having killed the star player of Team Ping.
Indeed. And right there, we see Reaper very closely.
Surveying.
very close, and it looks like Whiskey has something in mind. Detecting one of the teams from one of the guys from the other team.
Drones ready.
So they're going to arrow. It looks like they barricaded or that Martian has managed to barricade the Arsenal room door once again through the tunnel. And losing their cameras at that point. It looks like they are working on a certain way in which this can work for them.
Device is going down.
So right there, that patch up by Xenox manages to disable a few things, one or two. And it looks like the Muffle's trying to get entry through that area with 10 seconds in mind.
Defenders have located the diffuser.
And here Falco on a mission to run with such little time. Ooh, and Spicy taking out Falco there with that grenade also being timed, but not in time to take him out. Through that momentary fire, it looks like. Ooh, and some Muffles taking out some fire right there. Oh, Martian taking out Xenox with only... Oh, and Team Ping. Xenox taking Spicy out, some Muffles finishing off Martian to win that round for his team and give Team Ping an opportunity at a straw. 3-1. Well played by Team Ping. So, Olympus, what are your thoughts? I don't know if you were able to catch that, but we'd like to hear from you. Looks like Olympus is indisposed. So, hello? Yes, Olympus. I don't know if you got hold of that round.
Yeah, I was saying that the Rook getting punished at the start of the round was definitely a dent for the defenders. However, losing Rook is not the worst thing, because once he places his armor plates, he's already done his job. And then engagement between Specie, the Echo, and Reaper, the Jackal.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And here we go in map round 5. No. And it sounds like Olympus is having
Attackers
some
have located a bomb.
issues there. Nova, what were your thoughts?
It's
10
very.
seconds left.
I think they anticipated what the pulse was. The
5
pulse was
seconds
to
to
do
insertion.
in kitchen. You know, you typically see the attackers push
recovered
into
the
the kitchen as
diffuser.
well.
Attackers
To
are
get that
getting
hatch open.
the bomb.
Because once you get that hatch, you get a nice supply into the room on the B side.
Yes, indeed.
But anticipating that, they changed their push and wanted to push the tunnel instead, while the Jackal, as he's been doing in the previous rounds, splintered off on his own and managed to pick up 2 guys.
True.
It was a good push.
All right. What about Beaver?
Yeah, that tunnel push was very interesting. I had 3 guys in there at one point. That's very strange for a tunnel push. You usually take 1 or 2 guys, like a Monty, someone to cover his back. But FoxTrot almost had it there at the end. They just needed to wait it out a bit. Unfortunately, they didn't, and
Drop the
Muffles
bomb
took them out.
Attackers recovered the bomb
True
diffuser.
that. So, right now, it looks like Here we have Drago with that Kavira. Trying to check out through the other cameras to see any possible entry points. Yeah, we have Reaper back with that Jackal.
I have you covered. Stay close.
A bomb has been located.
Reloading mag.
And from the other team, it looks like they want to make an entry through.
Disabling
Here we have the North, actually some muffles, trying to gain entry through that escape tunnel with Montaigne. Have one heck of a time. Oh, and he tries. Oh, that was a close one. Just losing a slight life right there. Martian trying to shoot them through, picking, alternate picking and shooting. Spicy taking out Reaper. Oh god, and then putting at the pink team at an alternate right now. So 5-3. Indeed, yes. And it looked like at this moment Spicy. Oh, and Martian taking out Arrow. Arrow leaving them at 5v1. All teams with full life right now. Here we see Spicy trying to take. Oh, and that didn't work well. And oh, Spicy taking out some muffles right through that melee, which didn't look like it was going well for Team Ping at that moment. So
that's an interesting case.
That was a very interesting case right there.
I saw several melees going out from the Monty to the Echo and nothing happening, and then some from the Echo and the Monty.
Indeed. That one was let's say just part of the what do you call it? The fun behind all the seriousness. Indeed, very true. So it looked like the melee there. That looked like a melee competition right there, 1v1, and wow, it ended as it ended. Despite that, what are your thoughts on what happened in that round?
I'm thinking we had Ping pushing for another 3-man push in the tunnel.
Need to locate
the same thing that they did last time. And it didn't seem to work out for them. They prepared for it this time. We had 2 C4 operators on defense. We had the Valkyrie, and we also had the Bandit watching that.
Indeed, very true. So
attackers have located a bomb.
Here we have Kavira looking at to the interest, trying to find out what Team Ping have in mind here now that they switched to defense. Reaper here with Cav. It will be interesting to see what he will do with Cav. Arrow. Taking the mute. The muffles placing those black eye cameras in right position. And outside, it looks like Drago. Quite an interesting character. He does not play that much. Montaigne. So right now,
operator, I'm surprised made it through the ban phase, given how well both teams use it. However, FoxTrot seemed to be dominating, and of course my thoughts has changed as PC gets blown to bits by some muffles.
True that.
However, I was saying FoxTrot seemed to be dominating the scoreline as they are at 4-1. Of course, it could just be that they were very well prepared for defense. We'll see how they do on the first attack. And 1 minute into their first attack, they've already lost Blackbeard. So let's see how that changes things for them.
Indeed. Oh, and Reaper right there, taking the interrogation process very well. Whiskey takes out his teammate just before taking out Reaper. That was a mistaken casualty. Falco right there, very close, almost trims him, trims that mountain, or not close enough. It looks like he is waiting for Drago to come through that area, and right now Drago is so much pressure.
Let's be honest here, this is probably a win for Team Ping.
Indeed, very true. Right now, Drago is fighting for his life behind that shield.
Not much he can do, really.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, getting shot from multiple angles, they're really hunting him down.
Okay, true, indeed. And as predicted by Olympus, it looks like Team Ping won that one clean with all 5 players, leaving the FoxTrot team at another attempt to make sure that they, if they are able to take this map. So, Beaver, what did you think of that round?
Yeah, Team Ping held their angles. Muffles did a great job with that C4 at the beginning, taking out a very important player. And the final rush to take out Monty, that's always a fun one.
Indeed. Very true. And here, let's hear it from Nova.
I think the Caveira interrogation was the big turning point in that round.
Yeah.
Once the interrogation happened, we had the scramble to get rid of the Caveira, which ended up in a team kill on the FXT side, unfortunately. And at that point, not many players were left, and we saw the Monty being hunted down. By Team Ping.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Nova took the words out of my mouth. That, I believe, is the first interrogation we've had of the tournament, and it was the turning point of the round. After Reaper caught Dice unawares, it was just a flurry of kills.
Right there, and it looks like
10 seconds left before insertion.
Here we have Reaper back to that curve.
5 seconds remaining.
Can hear some technical difficulties on that comb by Olympus.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Last man alive.
So, Olympus. It looks like he's having a technical problem. We are not detecting his voice comms. So here, the Muffles playing as that Mirror, and Xenox playing as Ella. Guys playing protection match right there. And here we have that mute. Arrow running away from that. Very precarious position right there.
Adding mic.
Wow.
Taken down by Spizy's Thatcher.
Special charge. Stay clear. It's about to get off.
And that Thermite taking out the barricade right there together with the bandits fortifying shock trap there. Dice Air taking out Reaper.
A bomb has been located.
There we have Jackal.
Targets detected.
Looking for more entry points right there. Whiskey taking out there, no?
The attacker's bomb
And
diffuser
there,
has been dropped.
Draco taking out Falco. Some Muffles trading him for Whiskey with that C4, and Spicy taking out some Muffles to win round 7. 4-1. Great game right here. So much pressure on Team Ping. And back here. Nova, we haven't heard from you. What did you think of that round?
The Thermite played a key role there, opening multiple entry points and taking out the bandit charges, while the Jackal also went to clear off some rooms. We also saw a nice C4 kill by the Sir Muffles on Mirror. It was a good defense attempt, but unfortunately once that balcony gateway was opened, there wasn't much really they could do in the 3v2 situation, or the 4v2 situation actually.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So right here we have back in game the Muffles here with that
Bomb
frost
located by attackers.
Setting barbed wire.
planting the traps in the right position through that. Arrow here with the rook.
10 seconds to go.
And here we have Reaper with Cav rotating round to see any entry points.
The bomb diffuser.
Looks like
Attackers are
that
moving to defuse
grenade
the
throw
bomb.
didn't go too well, but they do have a mission in mind. So
Yeah, just touching on that last round a little bit. As Nova said, the Thermite was essential in creating so many angles that the defenders had to worry about. Which is interesting since the defenders of Ping had both a mute and a bandit. So how the Thermite was able to open that wall is beyond me. However, we see that Thermite will be assisted this time by Thatcher as they attack the gym bedroom.
Drone activated.
now Dice Air here playing as the Jackal.
The last round.
Loading mag! Serious drywall.
And here we see Dice Air trying to look for a way in. Not sure whether it has been attacked or not. And here's Drago.
Loading mag.
Carefully watching from a distance. And Drago taking out Reaper. Oh, there Dice here taking out Falco. And there Martian taking out the Muffles to reduce the team.
Not looking
Dice here
too
taking out.
good for Ping.
Oh my goodness.
There you have it, FoxTrot win.
So they are cutting that game short. FoxTrot wins the whole match and overall against Team Ping right there 2-0, with this round winning at 6-2.
Well played by FoxTrot. They really knew their strengths in this map.
They did.
And
They did
picked it
indeed.
For a reason, obviously. They were playing with a lot of confidence in it.
Indeed.
A lot of aggression.
Indeed. So, right there, what are your thoughts about the whole game, right from the beginning until right here where we are?
Who?
Yes. Olympus.
Okay, so just clubhouse or border?
Both. You can give on both maps.
Okay, border, we saw one hell of a fight. The two teams were just slugging it out, trading blows back and forth, and it seemed that both of them were really, really well prepared for border on both attack and defense.
Mm-hmm.
We went all the way to match point overtime, playing the entire 13 rounds that saw FoxTrot win just barely 7-6. However, on border,
mm-hmm.
as Nova said, FoxTrot seemed to be just that much more prepared for that map.
Mm-hmm.
They played. They really had that defense on lockdown, and winning 3 rounds in a row at the beginning really put them at a good point.
Oh. And it looks like he has gone off screen, off the lobby. It must be having technical difficulties. Interesting. So, what about you, Nova?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Like, what are your thoughts about the whole game, going from border all the way to clubhouse?
Overall, I think it was a very entertaining 2 games. The first one being very intense, very close.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting seeing them trading blows, as Olympus described it. You see one team going up and then the other team catching up, and it's really good. We saw the strength of Mira in a lot of those bomb defense sites.
Yeah,
and she was showed very little in the next maps.
Mm-hmm.
But we did see Martian taking more of an active role with that bandit, and I think FXT really played well on that map.
They did. And Beaver, what say you?
Yeah, both maps are very interesting. They're fighting neck and neck on border.
Mm-hmm.
But finally FoxTrot came through with a win. Nice strats. These guys know their strats, know their angles, holding everything down. And on the final map, a struggle for Team Ping there. They went down. But they held their own, did what they could, and congratulations to Team FoxTrot for making it through.
Indeed. Congratulations to FoxTrot. And Team Ping put a very hard fight right there. We'll give it up to them too. And yes, so FoxTrot qualified to the next round of the losers bracket. Team Ping, we are looking forward to seeing them in future, probably in the next tournament. So with that, guys, thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for joining us. Also, many thanks to Beaver and Nova from Avion Sports for joining us too.
Thank you for having us.
Very welcome. So look forward to seeing them also in the one of the next matches they will have. News will be out about that very soon. And yes,
James, before you call it quits, I just like to make some special mentions.
Okay.
To Martian from FoxTrot for really showing us what a mirror main 1,000 hours of play looks like. For exemplary, outstanding performance on mirror, using that C4 and that Vector 45 to the best of its ability on border. That was some great play. Also, Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the guy is the Grim Reaper. I mean, he was breaking double digits on border, just playing insane, and especially on operators that are not really meant for fragging roles like Jackal.
Mm-hmm.
Props to him.
14 kills.
Indeed, yeah.
That was...
yeah, that's it from me.
Very true. I think I will agree. Both players had made some phenomenal plays right there. So with that, thank you guys for watching this stream and this match. Until the next match, we do hope to see you guys very soon. That is probably on Wednesday. News will be out about which teams will be competing. So yes, until the next one, take care guys, and cheers. Peace.